Alright, cool. Are you about to do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it if you do it.
Hail and well met, fellow podcast travelers. My name is Aubrey Massey.
I also hail and well meet you. My name is Hannah LaFleur.
And this is Okay, so Hear Me Out. You think that one was good? Did that sound good, Austin?
Sounded good to me.
Good. Good luck editing this shit.
Yeah.
It's an imagination exploratorium where Han and I grab a friend, pick a topic, and then just basically say stupid shit about it for about 45 minutes. And it goes straight into your ear holes, and hopefully you love it. This week, we are joined by my old college roommate and very good friend, Austin Lawhorn. Say hi, Austin.
Hello, greetings, good morrow. Hey, let me take off my old-timey armor so I can properly record a podcast.
Good.
Am I saying that right? A podcast?
Podcast, yes. I'm really glad that you took that armor off, because let me tell you, the chinks and the clinks and the clunks, they were all getting real up in our audio mix, and it seems a lot better now.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's also not just, it's just not comfortable, you know. People never tell you that when you watch a movie or a show. Like, nobody ever is like, wow, this armor is super heavy and uncomfortable, and I genuinely don't like wearing it.
Like, okay, so hear me out. How do you if you're wearing armor and you have a wedgie, what do? Like,
you live with it until you take off the armor, I think.
You rub up
the whole day.
Yeah.
That's your whole day. Like, and there have been people, suiting up for like battle that like they put it on wrong, but they don't have time to fix it. So like literally the first thing on their mind when they get off the ship and they storm the beach is like, my underwear is not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. It was crazy. After a few problems with that is that they were just like, okay, let's cut out the middleman. Let's build armor with the wedgie built in already.
It's like those Nike shorts.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, exactly like that. And they just put it in there, and so you'd get used to it. So used to it that it wouldn't be a problem anymore.
Well, that's why Spartans were actually so fearsome, is like from birth, they basically surgically implanted a wedgie into their babies so nothing would faze them as they grew up and became hardened warriors.
Yeah, and it also made their asses look great.
So are there people out there still with these permanent wedgies left over from their ancestors?
Oh yeah, it definitely became a genetic trait that was passed down from person to person.
It's like, how some people have like an extra finger, or like their pinky toe is like kind of, it's like vestigial, but it's definitely still there. It's not something you would know like unless you like got an X-ray.
Right. It's like a fake ass crack.
Well, then, I actually had a friend in college that, when they do that stupid shit like, hi, my name is Fred, and I'm a geology major.
Yeah, fun
fact about me is that I'm one of the few people that have descended from the Spartans and still have that wedgie that's built in. Oh. Ask me about it on my Twitter handle. Yeah, he said
these are all true stories,
like
right?
Yeah, it is true story. We're not making any of this up.
Yeah.
No.
But hey, speaking of heavy armor, let's sit down in the tavern, which we're clearly in right now. I think that was the transition that I just made up, and play some games. Talk about some games. Okay, so hear me out. Some games. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, games. Good games.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't actually have any ideas.
Okay, so hear me out. I watched a lot of The Office this last weekend, and I would like a game where you get to role play as a character from The Office, and you get to choose, or maybe you are dealt a character that you have to play the entire game, and if you break character, then you lose points. I don't know exactly how this game would be laid out, but probably something like you start here and you have to get to here, and the entire time you have to act like Mindy Kaling as Kelly Kapoor.
I really think that you've already laid out the rules, which is you are just it comes in a package. It's just a card game, right?
Yeah.
And on each card is just the character of The Office, and you hand it down face down, like everybody pick a card, any card, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then just you all stand in a room and you have to pretend to be that person. Last person to crack wins the whole game. There's no There's no boards or anything with it.
Or
There's
like
no rolling dice.
you walk around with permanent markers, and if you feel like someone just said something out of character, you just have to mark them on the arm.
Yeah.
Most ticks loses.
I'm sorry, sir. You're supposed to be playing Michael Scott, and you have not said anything offensive in the last 10 seconds. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out. I love this idea. This is perfect. And I think you do have to go with your randomly dealt a character because no one's gonna pick a Toby.
Oh,
Right.
right.
Okay, no one's gonna want to be. Oh, okay.
Now,
so hear me out.
granted, I
do
love
we
Toby.
include? Do we even include Toby?
Yeah, absolutely.
In the
I
box?
think so because I think you
Okay.
have to have the other so that not everyone is super loud characters. Though.
But counterpoint, if you were playing Michael Scott and there's a Toby in the room, all you have to do is yell at the guy playing Toby until everybody else gets tired of it and breaks character, and then you win. And that's just not fair. That's really just not fair to everybody else.
Okay. So hear me out. What if there's some sort of like bonus point or inspiration system where like like every episode starts with a cold open? What if you have a cold
Ooh.
open and whoever does the best gets like a like an extra prop or
Oh, yeah.
they do. I mean, this is going beyond the scope of a card game, but maybe that's the selling point.
This
Maybe
is
we have props.
kind of LARPing.
Yeah. First,
Yeah,
it's
maybe we're LARPing now. Maybe we're capitalizing on the LARPing experience.
yeah.
The office experience.
The only way it's like the golden snitch of the situation is the first person to bring in a giant vat of chili and spill it on themselves. As Kevin automatically wins the game and everybody loses. There's no way you can beat that. That's the only.
I can
that's
think
the snitch.
There's probably some Dwight-isms that would beat that pretty hard.
Okay, I think
starting-
that you have
starting
I
a
think forbidden
fire.
things have to be starting a fire. That has to be forbidden. There's no way.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think also you could. I think there would be definitely several scenarios I would seed. I would just be like that wins. I
Yeah.
think if somebody actually if I were playing an office LARPing experience and somebody came in as Kevin and dumped chili all over the floor and themselves, I would retire my game and burn the copy because we could never play again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be it.
That you're right, and bonus points if you show up in a Ted Cruz mask because they do look exactly the same.
They do.
They do. Okay, so what are some? Let me rephrase that. Okay, so hear me out. We take this idea, we expand upon it. We call it LARP cards, right? It's a brand now. We just choose different series. After The Office, what's our next big hit?
Well, okay. So I mean, there's like, okay. So we sell. Okay. So we brand the LARP cards. Okay.
Yes.
The next logical step is to make a kids version and a dirty version.
Yeah.
So like
you're right.
dirty. you
Yeah,
got
let's
stuff
take
like,
The Office and make it dirtier. No, I'm kidding. It's
so
just dirty.
I think we could do Game of Thrones and we
Yeah.
could sell that,
Yeah, that'd
and then
be good.
we sell the dirty incest expansion, right? That's like DLC,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like got that, and then
A non-human
The
characters
The kids
expansion.
version. The kids version could be like Scooby Doo.
Ooh, that's pretty decent.
that's good. That's good.
That
I
is
like
good.
that. There's
mean,
also
it's
like you
very
could
kid.
you could sell like, I don't know, if we're trying to get a different demographic, if we're trying to reach an untapped market that does not currently play board games, I think you have to go with like a Sex in the City or a Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
Because
problem
those
with this.
white ones don't sit down and play board games.
You're right. Now, bear with me. I've never watched an episode of Grey's Anatomy in my life. So here's my example of what this would be, given that. So one person has to play Dr. Dreamy Eyes, right?
Yeah.
That's a given. But then somebody else, unfortunately, has to play Dr. Schnittlebits, which is, of course, the worst character in the entire series, as everybody knows. He's
Of course.
just always falling over and everything like that. And that's a medical lawsuit waiting to happen because that person's accidentally going to murder somebody by getting the wrong dosage into whatever the hanging bag is called. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really good at this. I've watched every episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Clearly,
I'm clearly
we're,
an expert.
Doctors.
I'm just pointing out
a lot
some
more
problems, right?
slapstick in Grey's Anatomy
Yeah,
than I
then-
anticipate.
Exactly. There's also significantly more sex than you think it would be. Do you remember that one scene in Grey's Anatomy where two doctors were having sex and then all of a sudden it zoomed in past them and there was still a patient on the table?
Oh.
That was one of the first things that made it go too far for me, honestly.
I thought you were going to say there's two doctors having sex, and then you zoom past them, there's two more doctors having sex.
Yeah,
And
it was
that's
all
that
the way
show,
down.
right?
All the way down the well is just two doctors having sex.
Yeah.
And that's what Grey's
Doctor
Anatomy
sex
is.
all the way down.
All the way down. And then remember when they had that bit about what the afterlife was? They had a whole season about old dead patients, and they were all just in purgatory. It's like I guess they were trying to do a Lost kind of whatever crossover, but I don't know.
As someone who has also never seen Grey's Anatomy, how much of this is actually a goof?
Yeah, as someone who's seen maybe like 5 episodes of Grey's Anatomy, I can't remember shit.
Also, as somebody who has never watched an episode of Grey's Anatomy, I can tell you it's 100% true. Everything that I've said is not a goof. Okay. And I'm
inclined to believe you.
Yeah, I don't expect any emails or tweets about this. I'm pretty sure that everybody will be like, "Oh, that's right. Aubrey was right about that one."
Okay, so hear me out. Can there be like a Sailor Moon version for like tweens that like anime?
Oh shit. You get anime into that and we're rich.
Oh,
yeah, because like even with just Sailor Moon, which is the best crappiest anime ever. I love Sailor Moon and I hate Sailor Moon. It's amazing in all of its forms. But there's all the Sailor Scouts and they all have different personalities, but they're all anime girls.
Ooh.
But you know,
Pokemon. Yeah. You take everybody gets a different Pokemon, right?
But you say
now,
yeah.
I like this one because if people are really gonna commit, they can only say their own name.
Right.
It's gonna make reading the situation a lot more difficult and thus a lot more rewarding.
It like becomes after a while, in order to win, people are just like, yeah, well, I'm Charmander, right? And the other person is like Electabuzz, okay? So the guy who's being Charmander like gets out a lighter and just starts chasing people with it, which is dangerous. But it really ups the stakes when the Electabuzz takes out 2 jumper cables and connects them to a car battery and starts punching people with them.
Sizer's just like throwing around knives.
Yeah, it is never. It gets pretty intense. Yeah. But that's what makes it great.
This is like the adult version that's not the dirty adult version. It's just like the dangerous adult version.
I think we say X-nay on the dirty version of Pokemon LARP cards.
No. That wasn't what I was suggesting. Not what I was suggesting. I mean, there's
Believe
a dirty.
me, there is nothing we could tap into that hasn't been fully tapped before.
Couldn't have said it better.
No.
Yeah. On the lines of Office, you could also do like a Parks and Rec version of like the same thing.
Yeah, and then every alter ego that like Chris Pratt's character and April Ludgate's character, Aubrey Plaza's character, April Ludgate.
Yeah.
And Andy, you'd have like, you get to be Andy, and then the other one is
Burt Macklin.
Burt Macklin. And then it's also Janice Snakehole. Like, they're other cards.
Yeah.
So you get to play the same character.
That's like when you evolve in the game or something.
Holy
you can
shit. You're
evolve
right.
to
That's a good expansion pack, too.
Yeah.
You pick an extra card. Somebody's like, man, you're doing a great job as April Ludgate. Go draw an extra card. Oh, hell yeah, I get to be Janice Snakehole.
And like, it also, these expansion packs could just have like characters from the other seasons.
That's a good point. Ooh, we take just celebrities. So the original pack is just celebrities. And then if you do a really good job impersonating that celebrity for a while, you get to pick from another deck, which is that celebrity's characters in various movies. And then you specifically have to do that.
So hear me out. So hear me out.
Kind of a cross fan fiction. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so hear me out. We have this one game, and it's this exact thing, but all the movies are shitty. And you start out with only Will Ferrell and Seth Rogen and Amy Schumer. I don't know. Those are your 3 choices.
Please don't.
And then you have to evolve to be anyone different.
Yeah, you win when you become Tom Hanks. Is the thing.
When you become Daniel Day-Lewis, Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, that's when you win the game.
I think that's a really good alternative playing version.
Yeah.
Right? But I really do want to see, like, let's say Will Ferrell's, what's the character? Bobby.
Talladega Nights Bobby.
Yeah,
Well, I
Talladega
can't
Nights
remember
Bobby.
it.
Ricky Bobby,
Ricky Bobby. Yeah,
Ricky
Bobby,
Bobby.
Bobby, Ricky. You have that in one room. Then you've got Benedict Cumberbatch. What is his name? Benedict Cumberbatch. You have his version of Sherlock in there. You also have Tom Hanks in Castaway, and
man.
Meryl Streep is Batman. Because that was my favorite version of Batman that there was. Also, bonus points, you have George Clooney as Batman, and you can
man.
only do that if you're wearing the suit with bat nipples in it. And then all 5 of them are in a room. Now think about how great that is. Think about that.
That is beautiful.
That's very good.
I think this.
I'm moved to tears.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think this could be a really fun game. I would like to have to be forced to be like Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Even harder version, you all have to be different versions of one celebrity.
Oh man, Johnny Depp. What if you had
Yeah,
a
if
Johnny
you
Depp,
all had to do
just
Johnny
a Johnny
Depp.
Depp game, and it's every version of Johnny Depp. It's like, yeah, Edward Scissorhands,
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Sparrow. Sorry, Captain.
Captain Jack Sparrow. The Mad Hatter in this new Alice in Wonderlands movie. He's playing Grindelwald in the new Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
What else did he do? He
Like
played
every Tim Burton movie
he
ever.
played that
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
detective, that gnome detective Sherlock in that
Yeah.
new gnome
Oh
movie.
God, Sherlock Gnomes. Yeah.
Sherlock Gnomes. He was.
There's also God, what was he in?
Somebody pull up his IMDb page and find the weirdest role he's ever done.
Well, like
me.
There's,
even
like-
what's Eating Gilbert Grape would be a weird version of him because he's kind of normal actually.
Oh yeah, I think that would be the hardest one to pull off.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Finding Neverland or something?
I don't know.
I
Was he
forget what
in
it's
that?
called.
I don't
That
know.
he's
He was also the
in that.
wolf in Into the Woods.
Oh yeah.
Like that very very brief. But he
Right.
did have a song, so you'd have to commit on that one as well.
Oh, all right. Okay, so update from Johnny Depp's IMDb page is he played that undercover cop in 21 Jump Street. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he showed up in Jack and Jill, that terrible Adam Sandler movie, as himself. So clearly, you get to play Johnny
Oh my
Depp
gosh!
pretending to
Can
be
we
Johnny
add?
Depp, right?
We need to add Adam Sandler to this game though,
he was
because
that-
I would love to pretend like to be Adam Sandler.
I would hate whoever pulled the Adam Sandler card. They would be my least favorite person in the room.
Yeah, but it would be
Hands
awesome.
down. Rango, he played that, that lizard, right?
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
was-
Yeah.
yeah, that one lizard. That's something he was. Ooh, Corpse Bride.
Yeah,
That was
Corpse
one.
Bride.
He played Willy Wonka that one time.
True.
That was a big thing.
So like we have another game.
It's just Johnny Depp.
It's just the Johnny Depp version of this game.
I think that's a good way to make money too. Is that you just start off with different celebrities, and then you say, oh, but you can mix and match them, and then it's good. Mm-hmm. And then we're real good. Okay, I think this fountain's a little bit dry. Let's move
Yeah.
on to something
All
different.
right. Well, hear me out though. As long as we're still kind of on the tail end, we want to start branding.
Okay.
LARPcards.com is taken, so we're gonna have to figure out something else.
Ooh,
Shit.
Magic LARP cards.
Magic LARP cards.
Cards.
Are we .com .edu? What are we thinking?
Let's see if .com's open.
.com appears to be okay. So we could if we want to go that route, that's available.
All right. Now we all know.
All right, magiclarpcards.com. You heard it here first, folks.
Please don't. Now we actually have to buy that URL.
Patent
and make
pending,
this.
TM.
Thank you. TM.
Don't steal this idea. Don't at me.
That's good. All right. Okay. So here's my other idea. Hear me out. We take board games that we find that are not good and find ways to make them better.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not talking about this whole rebrand, Monopoly, let's just change it to Harry Potter let's not change it to just Star Wars Monopoly, right? How do we make Monopoly better? How do we make Risk better? How do we make Chutes and Ladders
Monopoly-
better? How do we do all this other stuff?
Monopoly's too long. Okay, maybe I'm just an impatient person. I need more incentives than money as a person.
Okay, so hear me out.
Okay.
You know what kind of people have the most incentive to make more money?
What?
people who already have a lot of money.
Okay.
So I say,
Not
hear
me.
me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. We take Monopoly and we make it rich people Monopoly, right? I'm really bad at Monopoly because I rarely get to hold a $100 bill in my hand. So when that yellowish, pinkish, fake $100 bill gets in my hand, I can't spend this. Are you fucking kidding me? No, I want to hold on to this for the rest of my life. But some people don't care about that. So here's what we do. This takes a lot of investment. And bear with me because I'm going to mess up a lot because I'm making this up right now. We buy a shit ton of land in a square, right? A big square of land, okay? We buy a shit ton of spray paint. And then we just start spray painting the Monopoly board
So it's like
on this giant piece of land. And then we get a bunch of rich people. We tell them to bring their private blimps because there's one thing I know about rich people is that every single one of them has their own private blimp.
That's true.
And then we overprice the land, so when they land on that, and when they float over that space and they buy it in real money, with real money, we make a profit.
Why
right?
would they want to be doing this, though?
Because if there's one thing, there's two things I know. One, about rich people. One is that they all own private blimps. And then two is that rich people are more willing to spend money when they know other rich people are willing to spend money. And so they will go more into it. There's no board game on earth that works more to make rich people spend real money than I think Monopoly.
Okay.
I think this is
what really draws me to this idea is the practicality, because it's so feasible. Like I can't see, there's no hangups I have about implementing this genius idea of a board game, because also you can brand it. Like, you're right, as long as rich people hear about other rich people spending money, they're going to spend money. And even more so, we brand it exclusively for rich people.
Yeah, exactly.
We market to rich, and we say, poor people, fuck off, this ain't your shit, this is for rich people. Only the richest can hang. And then it just becomes like a pissing contest to see who can throw away the most money.
Yeah. You know what we need? We need a rich person, right? We need to convince somebody who's really rich right now to invest in this idea and get all of their rich friends to join in. We gotta do that.
Okay, let me know when you know a really rich person.
Oh, I know of a really rich person right now. Do you need me to call him up? I'll do it right now. Ready?
What?
What? You just have to be ready to convince them, right?
I'm ready.
Ready?
Ready, set, go.
Boop, 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 boop.
Hey, can I talk to him?
Hello, darling. It's me, Madame Pimbleton Von Twiddlesticks, your favorite rich friend. That's me. That's my rich name. What do you need, darling?
Hi, you don't know me. I'm Aubrey's friend, and I'm talking to you via him.
Oh, you sound so poor.
I am okay. I'm okay.
Are you a school teacher by chance?
I'm a middle school band director, ma'am.
Oh, that is... How quaint. But yes, what are you trying to call me?
I need you to help me make a real-life Monopoly game, ma'am. Where are you just gonna buy a shit ton of land?
I love buying shit tons of land.
Oh, look, she's in. All right, thanks. I'm gonna follow you up with an email. Boop.
I
hung up.
I'm sorry, I hated that so much. I tried. I just hope you know that now Madame Pimbleton Von Twiddlesticks is probably never gonna talk to me ever again. All right, that was my idea. You can just edit all that out because I know you hated it so much. Thanks. All right, so we take that idea, giant board games. Here are things we can't do. Number 1, Risk. We can't do giant Risk. That's just World War III. I'm not down for that shit. I don't think anybody else is.
Hear me out.
Okay.
World War III, though. Is that anything? We could market that, right?
I mean, we could market it, but it would also be the end of the world. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be so easy. You just get Kim Jong-un, and you get Donald Trump, and you get Vladimir Putin, and you get Angela Merkel, and you get, I'm having trouble.
Let's pronounce her name,
Assad.
Angela.
Oh, I'm sorry to say Angela. I meant Angela Merkel. You know, all the world leaders that I can think of off the top of my head, which is not very much. And You sit
Got
them
one more than I
down,
could.
and all you have to do is convince one of them to be good with the idea, and the rest are forced into it. Like they have no option. My bets on Trump or Kim Jong Un. That's it. Those are my
We just
bets.
have to tell Trump that Kim Jong Un is doing it, and it's really big, and it's really bad, and it's really awesome.
Yeah, and then he'll be all for it.
Yeah.
But
I'm really kind of now shaking at the moral consequences of this idea because unfortunately I feel like a lot of that, if we actually got the audience, uh, would be true to how they would normally react.
yeah, unfortunately. Let's think of other games. All right, what else? What else works?
All right.
Okay, wait, okay, hear me out.
Okay.
Any game, any game that, but we market it with like real prizes, like you put a gold coin in there, or like people have like, because people like tangible rewards, they like that
Oh,
feeling of like earning
so
something.
like, can you like redeem this gold coin at certain places?
I think, yeah, I
At
think you amass
magiclarpcards.com.
uh forward slash store.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
That's it.
Kroger. You can go to Kroger, and with this gold
You,
coin, you
you
can
go
get
to
a
one of those gashapon machines and you
yeah.
turn it
No,
in.
no, no, no. You get a whole bunt cake. Like
Yeah, it's in one of those little plastic containers. You get
okay,
a
right.
full on bunt cake.
Yeah, yeah.
or
I like
or
those.
you include a little treasure box, and they win the game, and they open it up, and there's just a little piece of paper that says the reward was inside you the whole time.
Yeah. Nobody will start a riot after over that, that's for sure.
That is adorable.
Oh, speaking of disappointments, how about we make the game of life more realistic?
Oh, yikes! All right.
Where
So yeah, there's three different relationships that are all seem like they're gonna ev- go toward into
Yeah,
marriage, but they
they're
don't. And then you finally do get married, and then you get divorced.
there are just random cards in there that just like instead of you instantly getting married, right, when you
Yeah.
land on that space, it's like you start dating and there are random cards set in there that when you land on space and you draw one, it just says she dumped you. And
Yeah,
then-
or it's like it's like you just weren't good enough. She dumps you. It's like
Yeah.
it's explicit with what it is.
It
Or like,
wasn't her, it was you.
Yeah.
Jesus
Uh,
Jesus told me to break up with you. That happened
Yeah.
to me once.
She was
but,
she was good.
um
She was religious, bitch.
yeah. That's a good pull. Brain.
your references are the best, bro. Everyone does that.
Everybody does that. You have you accidentally you land on you pull a card that tells you it's a great business opportunity, but turns out it's just a Ponzi scheme. So when you go 10 more spaces, it just automatically says you lose all your money, right? So
That's
because it's
good.
a Ponzi scheme.
All right, how about this? You go to school for 4 years to get your dream job, and then you realize you hate it.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Sorry you didn't save enough money for retirement. Now you have to go live with your daughter-in-law.
Well, like you just have to change your course. Should I choose the smoothest course? Oh, can Cocoa literally be one of the
No,
cards he pulls?
Cocoa can't be one
no,
of
no. You pull a
pull.
card and it's like, you chose the smoothest course. Marry Cocoa.
That's only life, not prehistoric. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Cocoa's not a caveman.
I know, you know what I
Native
meant. Like
American,
it's different ages.
Aubrey.
Native, you know what I meant? Like
Pre-colonial. I don't know.
pre-colonial. There you go. Or during colonial, literally colonial life.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
just called colonial life.
I mean,
but that
like
one's
the
just
first
got
colonial.
a bunch of dysentery cards. It's basically Oregon Trail, but
Contracted
it's
chlamydia, didn't make it. This,
Yeah.
Okay, like if they had like a 1600s version of this game, it'd be really hard to just live. Like it'd be called it wouldn't be called
What?
life. It'd be called
Why is
death.
the board half the size? That's because life expectancy is 26.
Yeah, it'd be called the game of death. That's what it's called. It's like you just try not to get raped by Christopher Columbus. Try not to get eaten by wolves
Try not to contract smallpox or
Yeah.
any other disease that
or
you
starve
could get.
during the
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah,
Try-
you open the box to pull out the game board, and it's just like a piece of cardboard with 4 spaces just hastily drawn on it, and it's like, good luck.
Yeah, what if at the beginning of the game you have only 4 food items and it's like how long can you make this last, or like you could plant it, you have to be really smart, but you have like one thing of corn, one bread roll, which is
Honestly,
like your favorite thing, a spoon.
I think honestly it should have 6 spaces if we're being real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have 6 spaces, and the last one is you die after you have a kid. But then the 5 spaces before that are you died of dysentery, you died of
Yeah.
chlamydia, you died of smallpox, you
If-
died. And you have to roll a 6 on your first roll, or else you lose the game. First person to roll a 6 wins, because that's it. That's the
So
only
like
chance.
if you make a baby, but you die, you still win because at least you
Yeah,
procreated.
exactly. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the only way you can live is to live through your offspring.
Yeah. That's what I got.
What a morbid take on life. I love it. Ship it.
Dig it.
That'd be cute.
Maybe a futuristic version where it's like just robot overlords everywhere. I'm just thinking about branding things. How can we expand our board game empire, which we're clearly creating right now?
Yeah. The game
Yeah.
of life, the game of
Clearly, the best way to make Candyland better is to just put real candy in it.
oh yeah.
That's pretty simple.
I mean, that's a no-brainer, but that's not especially funny.
Yeah, I mean, chess is wizard chess. That's already been done. Thanks, J.K. Rowling.
Is wizards checkers, or like if we did real life checkers? Hear me out. Okay, real life checkers, you have to just jump a lot.
That's called
a-
leapfrog.
Yeah, but it's checkers. All right, so you're
But it's on a square grid.
yeah, okay, but it's leapfrog on a square
Yeah.
grid,
Yeah.
and you can't talk. Because checkers don't talk.
Okay.
Pieces don't talk.
You got me. You got me good with that one.
You better have some nice quads and glutes. Because you're going to be
Okay,
hopping
here.
a lot. What if you have to like hop, 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 hop? Like, good fucking luck. I can't play that.
Okay.
Okay, hear me out. We expand live action to chess, but instead of like standing on the same space as somebody, like you drop kick them.
I do like that. And you do have to be in character. You do have to be LARPing at this point. If you're a
Yeah.
knight, you have to bring your own horse. You can't get around that. It's okay if it's the horse that is just a horse head on a stick. You know what I'm talking about? Can't
Yeah,
be a
dude.
real horse head on just a stick, because that's messed up. Horses are too beautiful for that.
Can one of the rules in there be you have to speak in a British accent?
Not all knights were British, Hannah. That's really insensitive.
I don't know what you're
of you.
talking about. Knights are all British, Aubrey.
Is that?
I read that.
Now-
I read that in
okay,
history.
Now, hear me out. Is that racist?
No,
I
it's
think it's culturalist.
It's ethnically wrong.
don't know.
Nationalistically wrong.
Now
Hey,
the word
no, I-
knight itself might only be a British term that was then adapted by other cultures, maybe, but there's also equivalents to that within several
But
cultures.
all of what you're saying doesn't matter. Part of the rules is you have
Thanks.
to.
That builds me up.
Period. End of sentence.
It doesn't matter. When you play this game, you have to speak in a British accent. That's the rule.
I'm not good at a British accent. You know what I'm good at? German. That's it. But only Lederhosen German.
Yes.
I'm good at Scooby-Doo. Can Scooby-Doo be a knight? What about Mickey Mouse? What about Blue's Clues? Can I pretend to be Blue's Clues in a knight outfit? In that wedgie heavy armor that I'm wearing, pretending to be
Okay.
Blue's Clues.
How about this?
Frog.
Yeah.
You can make all the character as long as your team is the same theme. Maybe that's just all it is. So like I have a British troop right here. We're all British, whites as
Well, you're gonna
males.
take on my Mario Party version of
yeah.
chess.
That's interesting.
Our
Yeah.
king.
A knight to A2.
Yes.
Let's go.
That's a good one. Every time that my team gets drop kicked, my Mario Party team gets drop kicked off of the square, a guy in a cloud comes out of nowhere and picks him up and takes him off the board
That's pretty
for
cute.
you, instead of having to crawl like your British team will have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Mario team gets like power ups. So
Yeah,
like banana
exactly.
peel, you
Yeah.
can't like step
Okay.
on the banana peel or you slip, or the blue shell, which automatically hits the king,
Yeah, you
or
win.
I've changed my mind. I'm not at this point. If you brought in Mario Brothers, I'm not doing knights. I'm gonna do Studio Ghibli on the board. It's gonna be Totoro and Princess Mononoke, or the king and queen, and we're gonna
That's a
kick
pretty good
ass.
pair.
We're gonna kick ass. Yeah, the pawns are all those little the things in Princess Mononoke,
Yeah.
the little white things in the trees. Those or dust bunnies. Yeah, no, that's all I'm gonna go with that right now.
Okay, that's what you're gonna go with?
Yeah. Well, like, okay, so
Yeah, but
there.
good luck going against my Princess Bride themed team,
oh,
where every single pawn is Carrie Yules,
That's
dressed up
pretty
as the
cool.
Dread Pirate Roberts, every single one of them. And you never expect this, but the queen is actually Fezzik, and the king is Inigo Montoya, and he gets special power. You can't knock him down because you have to take the king, Inigo Montoya. You have to take him down 7 times before he dies, and that's really the secret because he doesn't
That's cool.
he doesn't die, you know. Of course, the bishop is the marriage bishop, and
Clearly.
all the entire time that person just says marriage is what brings us together today.
Yeah.
And that just annoys the other team so much that the king just kind of kills himself.
Okay. Can we have like a red wall version of this too, where I get to be fuzzy animals that are British? So
Okay,
if I
that's
want
called
to,
the fuzzy convention if you really want to go to one of those. Furry, not fuzzy, furry. I apologize to the furry community on that. I messed up big time.
and to the fuzzy community.
And to the fuzzy community, I know that you two are in a blood feud that the two communities can only resolve once the chosen one has been born and comes of age. And we all know that hasn't happened yet. But so I apologize for mixing up those two things.
I like that. That's good. Okay. Okay, so hear me out. I want a game where okay, so the theme is kind of like planet Earth. And there's some really normal parts of this game, like trivia, like planet Earth trivia, but I want this to be a drinking game so that while I talk about animals and get really excited about them, I'm also getting more and more tipsy.
That's called good podcasting. We have to start that. Get on that TM. Watch Planet Earth and get drunk.
Yeah, yeah. So
wait, what are you talking? That sounds like Wednesday night for me.
You're right. No, that's when we play D&D. You're telling me this
Yeah,
entire time
what do you
you've been
think? What do you
watching
think I
Planet
do
Earth?
after?
Oh my god, you're right. That would make sense why you keep talking about elephant seals in the middle of our D&D
right.
campaign.
Okay, so in this game, so like I don't yeah, there's like some trivia stuff, like you pull a card, you have to try to answer questions about animals you don't know what they are. That kind of thing. But like you get to certain checkpoints where there's a video that you have to watch. I don't know if there's a DVD that comes with this game or if it's all online or what. You have to watch a video and you have to narrate it either as David Attenborough or Morgan Freeman. And
pretty good.
if you succeed, then I don't know, maybe your teammates say that you succeed, then you get to go on in the game. But if it sucks and I don't know, you have to do it again. Something like that. But it gets more and more interesting the more wine you've had.
I mean, you could say that about a lot of things, my whole personality included.
Can confirm. Lived with him for 2 years. Sorry. What was? You said you had one serious idea, Austin. Did you already throw that out there?
So I actually had two. One was a Pokemon board game that's not garbage.
Yeah, that's hard to come by.
But I don't have a lot of specifics on that one. The other actual idea I had was like, it's like, so it's based on this like game I used to play that like the devs just like completely pieced out and were like, nah, we're not gonna make this game anymore. It's called Mavenfall, and basically you collected a team of 5 heroes, and each of them had their own deck of 10 cards, and like you could like draw cards from each of the heroes that had specific things they could do, and like you try to take out the other team.
Ah.
So
Okay.
I really enjoyed it, and then turns out the devs didn't, so you can't play it anymore. But
Could you play it in the first place? Did they finish it?
yeah, it was a mobile game that
Oh,
like
okay.
you play, and now it's like not listed on the App Store. So I guess like if you have it downloaded, like you can
Still
play
do
it.
it?
But I got a new phone since then, so I can't anymore.
Okay, so hear me out.
That's not particularly exciting, but yes.
No, we take that idea, right? That kind of have 5 heroes. Each hero has a certain amount of cards, so on and so forth. We mix it with Magic LARP cards, and so your your deck can be Christian Bale as Batman, Meryl Streep as
Batman.
as also no. Yeah, you can get 5 Batmans, and you can
5 different versions of Batmans.
you have
What a
the
pull.
Ben Affleck version of Batman. You get the
George Clooney.
the George Clooney version of Batman. I hate that that's the second one that we list. The Ben Affleck version. That was the first one I said. Fuck. Ben Affleck version of Batman. Christian Bale version of Batman.
George Clooney.
Okay, fine. George Clooney version of Batman. Michael Keaton version of Batman. What's another good Batman? The
Meryl
foremost
Streep.
ever Adam West version of Batman, right? You get those 5 Batmans, and you face them against the five Sherlock Holmeses. Let's say I can't think of very many, but let's go with it. Benabach Cumberbatch. That's not his name, but you get the point. Robert Downey Jr. We've already said Johnny Depp as Sherlock. No. Ian McKellen as the old one that we just did. Somebody name another one. I can't think of another.
That is all.
Is that it?
No, that show Elementary with Lucy Liu as Watson.
Yes.
Who's the dude who plays?
I don't
know.
know.
Maybe we just get Lucy Liu.
Yeah, maybe you have to have a Watson in there at some point.
Yeah.
I think Jude
So
Law
like
is great.
I like this, so like, we're squaring up, and maybe you pull from Clooney's deck and you throw a Batarang at me, where I counteract by playing the John Krasinski card, put your stapler in Jello.
Yeah, exactly. And then I of course counteract that with a card from Christian Bale's deck, which is really bad, not well thought out Batman voice, right?
Yeah.
And then you can counteract it again with the Deed to Schrute Farm. Like, you just lose because you're playing the Office version. But then, oh wait, watch out! I have my Grey's Anatomy deck up, and I have Dr. Sex all the way down. Which is also would be a really good Cards Against Humanity's card. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's just Dr. Sex all the way down. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, I think we have a lot to go on. We just have to mix up all of our products. Of course, you can get all of these at magiclarpcards.com/store.
Okay, so tonight it's your job to buy that.
The dev blog.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know. Y'all good? I'm good.
Yeah. Do we have any other
You good?
stupid ideas?
It's your podcast. You tell me.
I was mostly
Okay,
asking Hannah.
so hear me out. Okay, so the pieces to this board game are bubbles, and if your bubble pops, then you lose the game.
It's called Bubbles.
And it lasts 5 seconds maximum.
That was a really good one.
Yes. All right.
That's a good turnover rate. Thanks, folks, for listening to this episode of Okay, So Hear Me Out. The fact that you've made it to the 3rd episode, I'm just so proud of you, because I'm not sure I could at this point. But since you're clearly just the biggest fan in the world, and we appreciate that to the bottom of our hearts, we just like to let you know that we want you to be more involved into this production. So what we're asking from you is a few emails sent to oshmocast@gmail.com. That's OSHMO cast@gmail.com. Send us your ideas of what you want us just to say stupid shit about. Tell us about your ideas that you want us to expand upon. Anything like that. If you send us a few emails, maybe we can create a new segment to where we include you a little bit more.
Cool.
So
Cool.
yeah, with that being said, I'm Aubrey Massey.
And I'm Hannah LaFleur.
And this has been we have to let Austin in on that. My bad. Sorry, Austin, you have to say.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was
that's
putting
my
on
bad.
my armor. I'm leaving the tavern. I have to go back to bed.
Austin, come back. Austin, come back. Austin, come back.
Wait, what is that? Sorry.
Just say.
Sorry, hold on. Let me dismount my horse. Hold on.
Shit,
I'm sorry.
Get back. No, tell.
Okay. Yeah.
You
yeah.
good?
I'm here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Don't.
I'm here.
Okay. Keep the broadsword away from the microphone. I told you that. It creates all kinds of extra static. And I don't understand. It's because it's magic. I told you to keep your magic shit away from the microphone.
Squire! Squire! Take this. No, the rope. The rope. Tie the horse up.
All right. I'm Aubrey Massey.
And I'm Hannah LaFleur.
And I've been Austin Lawhorn.
That is very true. He has been in the past. He's no longer Austin Lawhorn. He is now Sir Austin Lawhorn of
Knight of the I couldn't think of anything original I was about to steal from Game of Thrones.
There you go. And this has been Okay, So Hear Me Out.